Hi everybody, my name is Barry Schwartz and this is Search Buzz Video Recap. Today is Friday, September 1st, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com over the past week. First up, I've been getting a lot of comments about my hair. I'm going to get a haircut soon. I get a haircut every quarter around when estimated taxes are due in the U.S., so it's coming soon. In the next couple weeks, hopefully I'll be getting a haircut. So that's the most important news. After that, let's move forward. First up, so Google's Gary from Google basically said, we've changed the way we think about Panda. That's why I linked to the article. That was true what was true 5 or so years ago might not be true now. What's interesting is when things majorly changed for Panda, the Panda algorithm, when it became part of the core algorithm, which was the big change, Gary himself said not much has changed. And John Mueller said Panda has not fundamentally changed. Of course, Panda is very, very old. It launched in February 2011. So the big question is, what has changed and what hasn't changed? Of course, we all know Panda has changed. They do tweaks to it all the time. And that being said, it will be very interesting to say, hey, we didn't change, we did change. Of course it's changed, but how much has it changed? That's the big question. So definitely take a look at that article if you're interested in Panda. It's been a while since we covered Panda. Google Local Pack is now at least testing, showing website mentions. By website mentions is here. Take a look at the screenshot. You see the screenshot here shows climate control storage for Phoenix, Arizona. And up comes the Local Pack, of course. But the Local Pack is showing this little thing that's being tested that says their website mentions climate controlled. Their website mentioned climate controlled. Google's Local Pack is actually showing content from the local business's website. We see here that Google actually understands in the local stuff that what is on that local business's website, which is very interesting because Google's local rankings, from what I understood and still see on their documentation, doesn't actually look at the content on the local business's website. It has nothing to do with their rankings. Maybe Google's tweaking that. Maybe Google's testing that. Maybe Google's just showing it to show it for relevancy for users, but not for rankings. I asked Google about this. I haven't heard back, but a very interesting thing. This was actually spotted by Matt from Sparefoot. But in any event, I really do hope to hear back from Google about, is Google now looking at website content from a local business for the local results in Google Map rankings as well as Google Local Pack rankings. The big link news this week is that Forbes, Entrepreneur, Inc.com, etc., all these sites that have, for the past, several years, been allowing contributors to post on their websites with follow links, and people were selling that. They are now no following, I think, contributor-only links. I don't think the main articles are no followed in terms of external links. But it's very interesting to see that. So we see Forbes, their links, and Inc.com, their external links are being no followed, specifically, I think, for specific types of articles, like the contributor-based articles, not necessarily their primary articles, but specifically on external links. Of course, there's a whole market around selling those. I get emails at least once a day about somebody trying to sell me links from Forbes and so forth. Not links, but like mentions or citations and so forth. But still, it's the same thing. It's all about links. And they often always mention DA, domain authority. Sometimes they still mention pain rate and so forth. Google Search Console data is back up to date. It has a normal 2-day delay. I confirmed this morning again. We are back in sync with the normal delay, so that's good. Google has killed or dropped support, or it looks like they dropped support for the preferred site name markup. In the Google markup or schema structured data documentation, there's a link there for preferred site name, and this is what it looked like. This is the cache page, as you can see here. But that link is now 404. Aaron Bradley from EA actually noticed that. It says, looks like preferred site name is no longer supported by Google. I asked John Mueller to confirm that, to talk about that. He has not responded yet. But it now does 404. It's not clear if that means it's no longer supported or if it's just a bug, but it looks like Google specifically removed it, which probably means they no longer support it. Gary from Google said, do you want me to talk more about how Google handles duplicate content elimination? Basically, how they go through the process of finding duplicate content and kind of filtering that out or eliminating that from their search results. Is it done in the indexing process? Yes. Is it done in the query process? Maybe also sometimes. And Gary talked a little bit about that on Twitter, and he said at the end, maybe I should go ahead and do a article about how Google handles that. And I think there's some tidbits here if you want to learn about that in the story from this morning, actually, a couple of minutes ago, on how to actually detect that and how Google handles that. But Google, if we could encourage Gary to actually do a more detailed post on that, that would be very, very useful, at least for us people who like to read about this type of stuff and understand it. Google's John Mueller said that no opener and no refer attributes don't hurt your rankings. I'm not going to go into detail about that, but if you are using that, that's pretty interesting. Google also said the no archive tag doesn't hurt your SEO rankings, and no archive tag is used to say, Google, you can't cache this page. And that does not hurt your rankings. And John Mueller is pleading again with people to say, stop watching the algorithms, stop obsessing about it, just act naturally, and the algorithms do their job. And here's John Mueller's tweet again. Act naturally like you don't notice the algorithms watching and so forth. So basically, stop watching all this stuff. Everything will be fine. Google, John Mueller also posted SEO advice specifically around recurring events and updated item pages. So let's say you have a conference, and every year you have an annual conference, and the conference obviously changes every year because you have new content, new speakers, and so forth. But you shouldn't put the new content on a new URL. You should keep the exact, so let's say it's like XMX. So you have search marketing exo/XMX East. And what you want to do is take the 2016 content, make a new file /2016 and put the old content there, and put the new content, the 2017 content, on the /XMX East URL. The same thing with items that often change and so forth. John Mueller basically wrote a blog post or Google Plus post describing how this should be done. I know Google has flip-flopped a couple times about this, but now there's an official post on Google Plus from John Mueller about how this works, and it's basically how we all thought it should work. Google is testing a new feature in the local pack, local results, specifically the see what's in a store feature. So here's what it looks like. You can see here in the local pack, there's a see what's in the store. It shows you feature products, a way to quickly search by tags, or just actually type in a search and actually search for it, which brings you to the Google product search page. Google also launching a new ad rotation mechanism. They are simplifying it, removing a bunch of the ad rotation options, and only giving you the ability to optimize or rotate indefinitely. Those are the two options they're giving you. If you want more about how that works, take a look at that. Google AdWords is also testing more site links options for drop-downs. So, of course, on the mobile, they redesigned it to be a carousel, which allow up to 8 site links. Now the desktop has to support 8 site links, so they actually added, they're testing this, a drop-down for more specifically around site links. So that's pretty cool. Google AdWords report editor in the new interface now supports cross-account reporting. So if you want to do reporting against all your accounts in your, My Account Manager, you could definitely do that now, which is a nice feature for the AdWords managers. Google is testing new ads in the local pack for deals. Here's a screenshot of that. Whoops. You see here an ad for deals, which links to Groupon. You click on View Deal, and it will take you to the Groupon linking. Google Adsense, it has a beta program for a user-first program, which basically means you as a publisher are placing ads and your website are user-first as opposed to monetization first. And it grades you on different things, specifically around how fast your site is, your ad layouts, and how user satisfaction around your ads. Users can actually rate your ads, and you get this little scorecard to see that. It's rolling out to some publishers now. You might see it if you log into your AdSense account. Google has vastly improved their flight search and hotel search product, giving you my favorite features are these grid options, would actually show you based on specific date ranges. You can actually see where, if you leave on this date and return on that date, it will be cheaper than if you left on this date and left on that date. And you can see here's the grid option up here on the screen. Same thing for hotel search and so forth. So it's pretty cool that Google has been releasing and upgrading their flight search stuff. Google is adding videos to the local listings, so you can actually add videos when you do a review. So if you're like a Google local guide or just a normal user on Android and you're at a local restaurant, and you can actually go ahead and take videos of that information. I actually put up documentation on how to do that. So if you want to learn how to add videos to local reviews, you can actually do that. Google fixed the My Business Listings Photos Insights report. which shows you the insights, their analytics around your photos. It's now resolved as of, I think, 2 days ago. Google Local, the QA feature, which we discussed the past few weeks, really does need moderation. You can see if you go to the White House, you can actually look at some of the things that people are writing. Some popular businesses or brands actually get this as well. So they definitely need some type of moderation feature. And finally, this is a funny one. This is a Reddit thing on Google. If I search that I want vegetables that start with A, Google, you should not give me vegetables that start with C. You see that there? Vegetables that start with A, giving me vegetables to start with C. In any event, thanks so much for listening to the Search Buzz video recap. Thanks for all those that are watching live. I think I missed a bunch of comments that were happening live. I will address your comments going forward or after I publish this video. And I really do appreciate it. Everyone have a great September. Happy September 1st. And I'll see you guys all next week. Everyone have a great one. See you. Bye.